कौन सा चैप्टर कितना? थर्ड चैप्टर। आदि-लीला, आदि-लीला 2। ओ है, यहाँ बुक मार्कर है। 52 50। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा, जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा, जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-Lila, chapter 3, text 50 से आगे। ये है इसको पढ़ने का मतलब everybody repeats and all that, or I just read? व्यक्त करी भागवते कहे बार बारा, कलियुगे धर्म नाम संकीर्तन सारा। व्यक्त करी भागवते कहे बार बारा, कलियुगे धर्म नाम संकीर्तन सारा। व्यक्त करी भागवते कहे बार बारा, कलियुगे धर्म नाम संकीर्तन सार। कलियुगे धर्म नाम संकीर्तन सार। व्यक्त करी भागवते कहे बार बारा, कलियुगे धर्म नाम संकीर्तन सार। धर्म नाम संकीर्तन सार। Mothers, Vyakta, evident, Kari, making, Bhagavate, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Kahe, they say, Barbara, time and again, Kali Yuge, in the age of Kali, Dharma, the religion, Nama Sankirtana, congregational chanting of the holy name, Sara, the essence. translation. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is repeatedly and clearly said that the essence of religion in the age of Kali is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. So, this is the most important point. Prabhupada said, we try to tell people chant, 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 and they say, what do they say? Can't. They do that. So, the entire Krishna consciousness movement has been set up to enable us to chant all the time. But, so the whole process is set up for chanting all. Kirtanaya sada harihi. Kirtanaya sada harihi means no matter what happens externally, we chant. Just like no matter what happens externally, what are we doing? Breathing. Swas lete hain. वो कभी नहीं रुकता है. है कि नहीं? So if you can breathe non-stop, even when we are sleeping, we are breathing. Sometimes when sleeping, we are breathing more loudly. Snoring, they say. So there's one video of Prabhupada I saw. They used to play sometimes videos. I think you still do Wednesdays, right? Sometimes video was also played or only audio class? Huh? Pardon? Otherwise audio, festival, yeah. So one video, I remember I was sitting there and the video was played and I was stunned. Prabhupada said, even when you chant, even when you sleep, you can chant. You don't know how, he said like that. Prabhupada said that. I heard. So, Yama, Niyama, Pratyahara. In Ashtanga Yoga, Anga Yoga. 8 limbs, 8 steps of first Yama, Niyama, control, and then Pratyahara. Pratyahara means withdrawing yourself from the external. And this withdrawing has got many steps. From the conception of the gross body, you have to withdraw yourself to the conception of the life airs. How many life airs are there? 5. Panchaprana. The prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Isn't it? So these 5 airs, prana, udana, samana, vyana, like that, apana, vyana, they are going 5 directions. These vayus are inside this air. Normally this air is translated as vayu, isn't it, in textbooks? Air. But actually this air, inside this air, there are 5 vayus, just like according to science, inside this air there is oxygen, nitrogen and all those things. And according to science, when you breathe in, the lungs are separating the oxygen. But according to Bhagavat Sankhya, when the lungs are breathing the vayu, then it goes and separates into the 5 pranas. So pranayam, yama, niyama. So pranayama is controlling the prana, not vayu. People think that this is the method by which you have to control the prana inside. So, when the prana is balanced such that it's neither going out nor coming, kumbhaka and rechaka, they say like that, then you have achieved pranayama. And when you have achieved pranayama, then the soul, Prabhupada writes, in case you have read his books. You have read his books? In the book, Prabhupada writes that where the five airs are intersecting, I mean, the chanting is a science, right? Krishna consciousness is a science, and chanting is the essence of Krishna consciousness. That's what this. And the chanting is a science, and we are trying to understand a little bit. So these five airs, they intersect according to your consciousness. And what is consciousness? Consciousness is the symptom of the soul. When the soul is present in the body, its presence is indicated by consciousness. Just like the house next door, nobody is there, it's dark. And then suddenly one day the light is on, the windows are open, there's a car in the front. These are symptoms that somebody has come. Those things are not somebody. They are the result of somebody. So consciousness is the symptom of the soul. It's not the soul. It's a very difficult topic because mostly people don't understand what is consciousness. They think that whatever I feel now is consciousness, right? So this is a difficult topic. I don't want to get into that. But just try to understand that you may not even know what is consciousness. Consciousness is just like the light in the house is not a property of the tenant. But because he is there, he has put on the light, and like that, consciousness is not directly the property of the soul. You are all thinking in consciousness, soul as consciousness. But soul's nature is such that its presence is revealed in matter through consciousness, but its own nature is the same as Krishna's, which is Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha. Satchitananda Vigraha. Krishna is the form of Sat Chit and Ananda. Well, deep Siddhanta, you know. Krishna alone exists. Ahameva agre. With all the energies, all the time. Only Krishna is existing. In fact, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, right in the beginning, there is a verse in the first chapter, I think, where it is described that Lord Chaitanya is Panchatattva. What is that? He's everything. When you say Lord Chaitanya, you mean all the Panchatattva put together. So Chaitanya is not one of the Panchatattva. That's absolute truth. It is there. Can you find it? It's in the first chapter. And the verse itself we can read. It is there. Samo pata karo. Don't look. You're sitting there every day using that. Are you following? You will find it and then we'll read it. So Krishna, very important point, try to please understand. Krishna alone exists with all the energies. Are you following this point? Nothing else exists. But that is from Krishna's viewpoint. From your viewpoint, you exist and Krishna exists. And your job and my job, my viewpoint, I am existing, Krishna is existing. And our job is to serve Krishna. Jivera Swarup, Nitya Krishna Das. So, Krishna consciousness is that. So, Krishna is existing with all his energies. Parasya Shakti Vividha Vishruyate. Unlimited energies are there. And you don't know what this word energy means. You should know. Shakti. In science, energy is divine, that is a different matter. You see. Science energy means work done means force and resistance, like that kuch na kucha. Shakti is different. But in any case, the main point I'm trying to make is, Krishna has got many Shaktis. Matter, Chit, spirit, Achit, matter, Kala, another time of Krishna, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Have you heard his name? Yeah. He has written that time is an unconscious energy of Lord Krishna. Matter is not the only unconscious energy. Time is also an unconscious energy. It's all very high. I don't understand. But he said it, I'm just repeating it like a postman. So now, then another more energies are there. Halladini, Sandhini, Samvit, like that. But the first point we have to understand is that Krishna is not made of any of his energies. He's not made of matter. He's not also made of spirit. Rather, spirit is made of Krishna. So there is a table here, and there is wood, and the table is made of wood. Isn't it? But Krishna is there and all his energies are there. Krishna is not made of those energies. Therefore, he is independent. Swatantriya is there. Krishna is independent. All his energies act by his mercy, agency, but he himself is independent. And so what is he made of? Krishna. Satchitananda. He is made of Sat, Chit and Ananda. That is Krishna. And you are Satchitananda because Krishna is Satchitananda, not by yourself. Just like a rich man is there, Birla, and he gets in his house, a baby is born for him. The baby is also rich because it is Birla's child. But if you check, the baby has no money. It is as much a pauper like a baby born in Zopatpatti. The baby doesn't have a bank account, nothing. Therefore, the soul also by himself is nothing. So Prabhupada says it's like a spark. It is fire and it is in fire, but if it separates, it will fall, Gaya. Except that the soul is never fully Gaya. Even in the worst of the material situations, that spark is still alive because that is his nature. Taking Krishna is always alive. Natvayaham jatanasam natvam nimejanat. So Lord Krishna's name is also Satchitananda Vigraha. Completely same as Krishna. In the Western philosophy, there's something called causal theory of reference. What is that? Can you repeat that? Huh? Causal theory of reference. ऐसा है. If we want to preach in modern times, we should know. I mean, even if we don't want to preach, we have to know. They are raising the question. Suppose I said Modi. You are immediately thinking of Delhi, right? The sound is connecting you. It has a reference. Just like you go on the street, there's a street sign. Delhi, 110 kilometers. It's referring to Delhi. That's a philosophical, scholarly way of speaking. It's referring to Delhi. So words have reference. When you say Modi, it refers to a person in Delhi. How did this reference, matlab connection, get established? Isn't it? If the same Delhi, 110 kilometers, it is down on the earth, it is fallen flat, is it a signpost? It's not a signpost because it is not pointing to Delhi. Right? There was a storm and it fell down. It is on the ground. It's not it was a signpost. It's a signpost only, it is standing up, and then in that direction it's pointing. The Westerners have thought about all these things. They have not created the cell phone and computer and everything else just like that. They have thought about these things. Right, Ramru? They are not fools. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada writes, it's there in the second floor. We have put that quote. Prabhupada says, in the vision of the materialist philosopher and scientist, Krishna is realized. Krishna is realized. So their question is, how does reference, so names have reference. You understand the word reference now? It's pointing to something other than itself. Samjha? So when you say Krishna or anything, say Ram Rup Das, Prabhu Ram Rup Das, right? How does that sound refer to him, his name? How did it become his name? This is a question they are asking. Because there can be some other Modi too. But generally, this Modi has acquired this reference. Jai Shri Gaurnita ki Jai. So when you say Krishna, this sound has a reference to Krishna. It has. How did it have this reference? Of course, they are not talking about Krishna, they are talking about any name. Biden, Clinton, whatever name you want. Why is everybody getting up? Visitors. It's okay. Disturbance. You following? So they are asking the question, and they have come up with it, I don't go into the details, causal theory of reference. In that their claim is, and I think that is Shastric, their claim is that, and it's a very long argument, it's a very rigorous field. You can go and Google causal theory of reference and study, but it's not necessary. You have to be a scholar to do that. The point is that they are saying that unless someone has originally been with Krishna, or somebody, Modi, maybe when Modi was a baby, the mother, and then they said, Modi is his name. I don't know, what is his full name? Narendra Modi. So Narendra is his name, therefore it becomes Narendra Modi. Unless they say that, this word does not acquire the connection with that object or person. They have figured this out. Can you imagine this? Are you following? So somebody has to establish this connection. So for Krishna, that name is inherent in Krishna. This theology of the holy name. I'm just saying a few things, that's all. I'm not claiming I understand that this is right or whatever it is. But these things are there. So Krishna's name is absolute because nobody, of course, when Krishna appears in this world, Garga Muni comes and then he does the horoscope and then he says, name this boy Krishna. But his name was already Krishna. Forever, Krishna's name is Krishna. Isn't it? That's there in the material world. So if a Chinese Prime Minister comes to India, his name is Chin Chong Chung, then his name is still Chin Chong Chung. You cannot, in India, you cannot call him something else, Patel. So in India, we'll call you Patel, and when you go back, you become Chin Chong Chung. No, he'll be Chin Chong. Like that, Krishna is Krishna always. It's not an Indian name or American name. Krishna is a complete representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna is Sachitananda Vigraha, and Krishna's name is also Sachitananda Vigraha. So we are speaking about Krishna now. That is, if you are speaking about Krishna, Krishna must come, the name. Otherwise, how we are speaking about Krishna? Right? Did I mention Krishna's name so far or no? So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, if somebody submits an article for BTG, simply count the number of times he mentions Krishna. Whoever has got maximum, publish that. Because he's speaking about Krishna. Of course, you cannot simply submit an article saying Krishna, 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 and say, please submit this. No. If you are speaking about Krishna, then you must have Krishna's name. Isn't that an amazing thing? Otherwise, it's not possible to speak about Krishna. I think I once told you that, every year I used to go back between Berkeley and Bombay. So once I was flying from Berkeley back to Bombay, and in the plane, one person was sitting next to me, a young person, 45, 50. And I carried this small, there is a small Bhagavad-gita, Do they still make it in BBT? That's a small Bhagavad-gita. I don't know. They make it, no? That's there. It's nicely polythene cover or something like that. So black cover, Bhagavad-gita, and I was reading that. Then, first, of course, initially I just was polite, talking to him, what is your name, sir? He said something. He said he was flying from Toronto. He had come to London, and I had come from San Francisco to London. We were taking a flight to India, Bombay, London, Bombay. So he said he was a professor of mechanical engineering at the University of Toronto. So he must be, and he was quite young, 50 years old. So he must have done some good work, as they say in science and engineering. He has become a professor. Okay, nice. Then I was reading. So after some time he said, can I say something? I said, yes. He said, I have a guru in India. I said, okay. And that was the time laser printer had just come. Must have been 85, something like that, 82, 83. So then what happened is that he said, my guru has also written a Bhagavad-gita commentary. I said, oh, that's nice. And in fact, I have typeset it, and I printed it, and he showed, a big bunch of Bhagavad-gita, printed. And he said, I'm taking it to India to get it printed and give him. It's my offering. I said, that's nice, good. And then he said, would you like to read it? Those days I was polite. Not so polite, but still on that day I was polite. So I said, sure, why not? And he gave me very carefully. I also took it. I didn't want to. The pages were loose, so slowly I just went through. And he was watching me. And I just flipped pages. And afterwards I said, okay. And I gave it to him. And he said, what do you think? I said, it's okay, but it's not about Bhagavad-gita. I said, huh? He said, how is that possible? I asked him, so you are a professor in Toronto, isn't it? He said, yes. In which field? Mechanical engineering. So you must have done some work, good work. Otherwise you couldn't have become a professor in a Canadian university. He said, yeah, I've done some good. So there must be also some work for which you are known. Yeah. There is a Kapoor dynamical flow equation. It's in my name. Yes. So if good work means you must have something in your name. It's not like passing BTech or MTech, where you get first class. That's not good work. We must have something in your own name. So he said, yeah, and I've got a Kapoor diffusion equation or something like that on an Ebola. I said, so suppose do people work on that further? He said, yes, people work. So if somebody is working on your work but doesn't mention your name at all, how will it be? He said, oh, that will be very bad, he said. And I said, so who wrote the Bhagavad-gita? Who spoke? It's Krishna. So if somebody writes on the Bhagavad-gita without mentioning Krishna's name, what do you think it is? He said, that will be very bad, he said. He said, you tell me in any one page in this Gita where Krishna's name is mentioned. No. And he couldn't believe that. He just took, some nonsense. The Lord. So they will never put Krishna's name in almost all the Bhagavad-gitas. Bhagavan, the Lord said, who is the Lord? And he was very shocked. There was no mention of it. Then I gave him my Bhagavad-gita, one I was having. And I said, you open any page here and tell me how many Krishnas is there. He just opened. And it says, Krishna says in this purport that one who approaches Krishna in a submissive manner and hears about the glories of Krishna will actually undoubtedly become a devotee of Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, what's going on? He was just looking at that and he just opened and there were so many Krishnas just in the purport. Then he said, how much is this Bhagavad-gita? I said, $5. So he paid me $5 and I said, I can't give it to you now. When I land, I'll give it to you because I have to read. So that's the point. It is not possible to speak about Krishna if you are actually speaking about Krishna without mentioning Krishna's name. Isn't that nice? You can, in ordinary case, it may not be, oh, this person, do you know, he's very rich. He's so rich, he has got, 5 bungalows in Juhu, 10 bungalows in Nariman Point. You don't have to. And people are more interested in that than knowing who it is. Oh, really? Acha, acha, acha. How did he make the money? I have not even told you who it is. कैसा इतना क्या किया किसको मालूम है? And then it will go into politics. पता नहीं मैं सोचा वो politics में politics में people they make more money than it goes like that. Never that person is not. But you cannot actually speak about Krishna without mentioning Krishna's name. It is absolute. Does it make sense or doesn't it? So when we chant Krishna's name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. When we are chanting Krishna's name, then actually it is absolute truth. That name includes everything, including me, including you and everything. This is a holy name. So, while the yogis are trying to understand I am not the body by withdrawing, pratyahara, and the first level of pratyahara is from identifying with the gross body, I have to eat, I have to sleep, this and that, they actually identify with the prana. When the yogi enters into the prana. So that as a soul you can realize that and when the prana is going also you can chant. So if you can pratyahara, withdraw into the chant holy name by service, bhakti. So you don't have to separately do pranayam, although that's also good to do, because we are in the bodily concept, at least we should start with that. But by doing what I call Prabhudatta Seva, you can actually enter into your prana. Matchitta madgata prana bodhayantas parasparam. Prana, very important. So enter the prana. So if the prana is going 24 hours and you are with the prana, you can also chant 24 hours. So chanting, Krishna will teach you in the heart. And Prabhupada also can teach you in the heart if you understand and establish a relation with him. And that chanting is more pure than this chanting. Because you are avoiding the distractions of the body and entering into the prana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Even when taking swasi, you should chant. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, it goes like that. So you have now entered the prana. So as soon as you are chanting, outside world is forgotten. Like I was chanting, I'm not conscious of the external world. Immediate. So that Krishna actually shows you how to disengage yourself from the body and enter. This is Chaitya Guru. So chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, Prabhupada said, includes pranayama, Ashtanga Yoga. But there are stages and stages. So service is very important. If you do sincere assigned service assigned by Prabhu, whoever is your Prabhu. But if you are doing service assigned by your mind and service assigned by somebody who is serving by his mind, that is called Manadatta Seva. So you have to actually follow somebody who is not doing Manadatta Seva. Like you say, if you want to go see a doctor, you should go to a doctor who is at least MBBS. MD, like that. Then the service you get is powerful. But that will not be easily given. Not be easily. You have to set up a relationship. So Prabhu Datta Seva is coming from a real Prabhu. That's why we call him Prabhupada. The Prabhu at whose lotus feet everybody else sits, all the gurus. So chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the way to instantly come in touch with the Supreme Lord. Then from prana, you actually withdraw yourself to the subtle body, the mind. The mind is even more powerful. So when you withdraw into the mind and chant, and you're still chanting all the time. Even when you're chanting like this, the soul is chanting. That Prabhupada explains in Vaishnava songbook. Isn't it? The chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not enacted from the physical, mental and intellectual platform. Isn't it? It's there. Find that and put it on the screen. Very important. That's the first thing that Prabhupada recorded. Great personality. So, you follow. So, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is not chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna. They'll say Lord. So, Krishna's name, chanting of Krishna's name is an extraordinary opportunity. And the whole Krishna consciousness movement is set up in order to give us a chance. They cannot force us. Krishna does not interfere with the free will of the living entity. And this will give us a chance to constantly chant Hare Krishna. So the soul, who is Sachitananda Vigraha, some of the souls, their desire is not to enjoy with Krishna, but to enjoy like Krishna. So we are all in the material world. Kya? We are all in the material world. And this subtle body and gross body manifestation, the form we get, it is an expression of the competitive nature of the soul to Krishna. It is the essence of all my envy for Krishna. Body. So I have to dissolve this The subtle body is to be dissolved, then gross body will be dissolved. So any of chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is, the essence of real religion. There is no other religion than chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Always. Everybody is doing this. Always. Eternal religion, Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is actually, so if you do that service, Prabhudatta Seva, that Prabhudatta Seva service, you must get into that. So the entire Krishna consciousness movement is called, the whole process is called Purascharya. It is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Did you find that? Lord Chaitanya is Panchatattva? Not comes. Lord Chaitanya means Panchatattva. It's there, right here. Another time I'll find it, or somebody can find it. It's in the very first chapter, I think. Anyway, I don't know, I got disturbed. So, when this entire process called Purascharya, in which you can do Mandatta Seva, and from there you must come to Prabhudatta Seva, and when you come to, if you do Prabhudatta Seva, then Krishna will instruct you in the heart how to withdraw. So you may be just using your gross body and serving the pure devotee, but Krishna, if you are actually, Krishna is pleased, if you come to that platform, then he will reveal in the heart how to withdraw. And then you go into pranayama and all of that. Then you can go become soul and become free from everything and chant. That time you can also get service. Therefore, chanting of Hare Krishna is asking for service, and if you do service, you can get chant purely. Do you see? Otherwise, it's like that. If chanting of Hare Krishna is service, then why should we separately ask for service? Because we are now in the conditioned state. Therefore, Prabhupada has said, chant, serve in whatever way we can, and we should take it, but we should take the process seriously. We should know the steps. And then, by practical, so the books of Prabhupada, when they read or they come in touch with devotees who are presenting the philosophy, then you start chanting normally. And that chanting then leads to service. That service leads to chanting. It goes. Shravanam Kirtanam. This is a very scientific process. It's not you can just keep on doing this. You must be looking. If you go into the hospital and somebody is registering in the front, you can't see, you can't think, I've come to the hospital, I've met the doctor. And you go up, then there's a doctor's thing is there, you're sitting outside and there's a doctor's assistant, and still you have not met the doctor. And afterwards you go inside and the nurse is taking all the initial BP and this and that and everything, you have still not met the doctor. Then the doctor comes and sits. So there is a process by which you can meet the doctor. You should know who is the doctor, how to meet him. Isn't it? So this chanting process is very, very important. Did you get that 15108? I don't even know whether I should put it, but if I just put it without explanation, it will confuse all of you. Anyway, I'm just going round and round and round. I'm not directly speaking. What to do? Are you following? So that is this verse. I mean, I could have read more verses. I just started speaking about it. It's a very important verse. Essence of religion. Everything else is not religion. It is Kaitava Dharma. I used to give the example, isn't it? I've given this example. That you see somebody going on the road, and as soon as it's a red light, he puts a brake and waits. And when it goes, he goes. And then while going, some pedestrian comes, he stops. In India, they don't do, let's say. And when it's the right turn he takes, he puts the signal and waits, there's traffic clear. He's doing it. You'll think it's very nice. Isn't it? It's good. Right? Hello? And after 5 minutes, again you see him going. And again the red light is stopping and putting the turn signal and going. Oh, maybe he forgot something, went and go. After another 7 minutes, again he is coming, going on. And all day you see him going round and round and round. Then you go there, when he's stopping at the red light, you knock on the door. He says, "No, chalo. No, I don't want anything. I want to ask you something." You put the door down. Kya? I see you going round and round. What are you doing? I'm driving. Oh, driving, but what are you doing? No, I'm driving and following the rules, traffic rules. Yeah, that's good. But where are you going? Nothing. I'm just driving, following the traffic rules. What is the use? So most people, religious people in the world, are going round and round. Chakram, parivartate. But if you ask them, they're saying they're following the rules. For what purpose? They don't know. So that's not religion. So following the traffic rules, it's not really driving, means going someplace. So unless you are actually going to Krishna, trying to go to Krishna, go back to Godhead, there is no meaning to religion. Everything else is meaningless. Therefore, chanting of Hare Krishna is the highest religion, because you are already with Krishna. But this theology of the holy name is very deep. Nothing is needed to chant the holy name. Where is it? 15108. Kahan hai? Adi-Lila 15108. Hare? हो गया टाइम, 5 minutes है. क्या भाई? Go to search window and put 15108. Anyway. Okay. Somebody can take the microphone and read the translation. Prabhupada writes in another place in Chaitanya Charitamrita that if you want to understand initiation, you should refer to this sloka. Prabhupada is writing. One must consult 15108 and read.
One does not have to undergo initiation or execute the activities required before initiation. One simply has to vibrate the holy name with his lips. Thus even a man in the lowest class, Chandala, can be delivered.
This is a great dispensation for Kali Yuga. Then what exactly is initiation? Why is it there? We have to understand. This is a theology. Prabhupada set up a very profound system. That is Sankirtana movement. In Pancharatrika Marga, you must get initiated. And in Vaidika Marga, Smartas is get initiated. But in Sankirtana, you just chant the holy name. Not just, you have to receive it in disciplic succession. What does it mean? We don't know. Therefore, I said last time, we are following the disciplic succession, but we are not in the disciplic succession. Like people working in the Buckingham Palace are told, you are living in the palace, but you are not royalty. So, these are all I am just giving again and again, putting a little bit, thoda. So, these are amazing books. Chaitanya Charitamrita and all is postgraduate study. It's not just read and then Lord Chaitanya danced and Krishna blew the flute. It's not like that. Every verse, every word has got fantastic theology. If you don't know that, then reading this is called punya. What is it called? And where you will go for punya? Sargaloka. And by the time you come back, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement will be gone and finished. Again and again. I'm traffic Right. So don't miss this chance, because this process of Krishna consciousness is sublime process. Simple but sublime. And if the books are there, so that 24 hours you can actually meditate. If you simply think that I will read something, whatever you have read in the books, and I'll go and preach, I'm Krishna conscious. The process must be there. That's why Prabhupada said, most people do not know that Krishna consciousness is a process. Prabhupada wrote, I put that. Anyway, I'm very sorry if I have confused you, but it's important, the theology of the holy name. Any questions or comments? Mr. Croatia, I said something wrong? Because normally I never see you in the class. Yes, microphone for Mr. Croatia. He put his hand first. Come. Somebody, unko de dena. Gopala, Gopala, Gokulam.
You were talking about time.
Yes, sir.
So time is energy also. Is it?
Unconscious energy of the Lord.
And sound vibration is energy. Like Krishna.
Different energy.
It's different, but it's energy. It's in the category of energy. I mean, different energies, no? Can we say like that? Because
Material sound.
material, not spiritual.
Material sound is another kind of energy. Matter. Mahat.
Because I wanted to ask whether the connection between name and the person, like say Krishna and Krishna as a person, is this, and the time and personified time. Krishna says, the time I am, or Nisimhadev, the destruction. So is that connection between the energies, like time and the sound, it can that be categorized as Achintya Bheda Veda Tattva?
Krishna ni begane baru. His question is little complicated, very advanced for me. The question is saying that time is one energy, sound is another form of energy, Krishna is sound, representation of Krishna, Prabhupada said. So can we say that even the Krishna's name is energy, but it is not different from Krishna, and that is Achintya Bheda Bheda? Can we say like that? Isn't that your question? Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, because you're like that. And I can't even see the... But first, one joke. When I went to America, long day 79, I got a job from a company in Ohio, but my job was in Detroit. And the first day I went to the job, I got fired. I went, they heard through somebody who was, one of my friends who was working in the company in Air India that I was working, went there and without my knowledge, he told them, are you satisfied with my work? And they said, yeah, we are very happy. He said, I have a friend who has come to America. I got a free ticket in Air India and I went, and he's 100 times better than me. I didn't know that he said that. So they gave me the job just like that. Then I came to India and then they sent me a job with visa and everything, so I went. So first day, cut a long story short, then after lunch when I came back, they put one fellow, Ted Baxter, to explain to me the work. And at the end of it, I asked how long you will take. I said, I'll do it by Friday. And he didn't say anything, he just looked at me strangely and went. And I went for lunch and then I came back and they took me to the boss room and he said, look, your company just built up so much for you from Ohio. They said you're the best and all that. But no, we have to let you go. You're fired. I said, why? He said, well, we'll explain that your people, your company secretary has asked her to come. she'll come and then, I said, yeah, but his name was Dick Manning. Dick, you can just tell me what it is. That was my first day. I've left a very big job in India, nice job, went to America and got fired. He said, well, you didn't understand what Ted was telling you, did you, all morning? Did you understand? I said, yes. And he said, see, you didn't understand, therefore you're fired. I said, no, I understand. If you understand, why are you doing like this? I said, it means yes. He said, this means yes? I said, yes, yes. In America, this means no. He said, America, this means yes. I said, oh, we never do that. I said, in India, we always, yes, yes, yes. Yes, and in America, that means no. I didn't know that. So that means you understood? He said, yes. And then he stood up and he said, hey, Ted, come on over here. And then he came and then he said, did he tell you that, did you understand what Ted told you? Don't now speak, just answer. I said, see? Yeah, all morning he was doing that. Every time I asked him whether he understands, he says no. And at the end he says he'll do it by Friday. And then this fellow said, listen, we actually consulted an American company. They said it will take 6 months. And you're saying you'll do it by Friday. I said, oh. Actually, I wanted to say Wednesday, but because it's a new job, I thought I better be safe. I said, why don't we do one thing? I'll just work till Wednesday, free. And I'll do this. And if I do it, you keep me, otherwise I'm fired and you don't have to pay anything. And by that time, that secretary also came. What is this? He got such a big recommendation from my colleague. And finally, it was arranged and I did it by. So he was saying, and did you understand? He just, maybe Indian effect. So I didn't know whether he was saying yes or no. So I asked what? Yeah. Anyway, that was just a side joke. That happened to me on the first day. All right, so the point is that Achintya Bheda Bheda, Krishna's energies, these are all a very big topic. I cannot claim that I know I'm just a conditioned soul. I'm sitting here sometimes talking like as if I'm a big shot. I'm very sorry. Please forgive me, I'm not. But the big shot is sitting there. The real big shot. We are all nothing in front of him. He's here. So he knows, and he is the one who is to be pleased. Like the baby, 1-year-old baby, he will just blabber whatever he wants. Mother will understand. Oh, he wants some water. Oh, he wants some food. She knows what the baby is. They have a talk, baby talk, mother and the child. Like that, we speak whatever we want. If he's pleased, then it's perfect. But if you imagine that I am just repeating what Prabhupada said, you are nonsense. You should know that. Because you can't repeat what Prabhupada said. You are not Prabhupada. I gave the example, no? Bhimsen Joshi is singing. You say, I don't know singing, but I can only repeat whatever he sings. Oh, you're so great that you can repeat what Bhimsen Joshi sang? Then you are a singer, otherwise how can you? So unless you are a Mahabhagavat, you cannot repeat what Prabhupada said. So this nonsense idea that, oh, we'll just repeat what Prabhupada said. You don't know what Prabhupada is saying. You don't even know that. You follow? So with that caveat, because the very highest, the idea of Achintya Bheda Bheda is that because everything is coming from Krishna, it is Krishna. Just like if somebody is wearing a blue shirt and the shirt is lying on the floor, you know that it is. Whose shirt is that? You say, oh, so-and-so shirt. It is so-and-so shirt because he wears it. If he's not wearing it, he's thrown it. Kachara batti mein fek diya, then it's not his shirt, it's kachara. So all the energies of Krishna are same as Krishna because Krishna accepts those energies. Mamai vamso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Prabhupada writes in the purport that Krishna is accepting the souls as his amsa. He is accepting. If he doesn't accept, you are not amsa of Krishna. Prabhupada writes, it's in the purport, 15th chapter. So, things are same as Krishna because Krishna says this is my energy. Matter, Krishna keeps it separate. Bhinna Prakriti. So its position is little difficult. So Krishna is there, and because of that, these are Krishna, not otherwise. We must know that. So Achintya Bheda Abheda, the Abheda part is because of Krishna, and that is Bheda. Krishna is different from the energies. I am different from my shirt. At the same time, the shirt is mine. He can be identified by the shirt. Give this glass of water to the fellow with blue shirt. The fellow with blue shirt is that person. He is not blue shirt. So Krishna and Krishna's energies are non-different and different because Krishna is the source. That's the first point. Is that clear? All energies are different from Krishna, but in the spiritual world, Krishna accepts them as same as him. No difference. In the spiritual world, the energies become same as Krishna. Because Krishna is accepted. Because of that love. But still Krishna is the original source of everything. First, for that we must know who is Krishna. Just like from fire comes light and heat. But fire is different from light and heat. But they are always there. What is fire? We don't know what is fire. So that's another topic. So Krishna and Krishna's name are identical. Because Krishna has said that. Just like you go to somebody's house and he says, please treat this as your house. It doesn't mean you can sell it. It simply means that is his good nature, you are saying. So, Krishna accepts one who loves him as Atma Saman. Diksha Kale Shishya Kari Atma Samarpan, Shei Kale Krishna Kari Atma Saman. Krishna Kari Atma Saman. You can't say that I am same as Krishna. So Krishna says, Krishna and Krishna's name are not different, we accept it. So it is not like material energy which is simultaneously one and different, is mostly different. Spirit is one and different, but it's mostly one. Same as Krishna, not mostly all. Even then Krishna can disappear. He disappeared in Ras-Lila. Supremely independent, autocrat. So we must accept that position. So as far as I can understand, Krishna's name is identical with Krishna. So we don't invoke the Achintya Bheda Abheda, saying that it's a sound and sound incarnation is energy, but it's absolute sound incarnation. And even the gopis and the gopas are absolute. That's why Lord Chaitanya was chanting gopis' names. But I don't think we can say it's Achintya Bheda Bheda, because it's not different, it's identical. Nama namni abedam. There's no difference between the two. Not a complete answer, but thoda kuch. Is that okay? Yes. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you very
Krishna.
much. Wonderful class.
Thank you.
You are talking about consciousness. Srila Prabhupada, Narada Muni says, consciousness which spreads throughout the body is the cause of bondage.
Is the cause of
Bondage.
bondage.
Seventh canto, 15th chapter. So my question is, like, is the consciousness part of subtle? Is it a subtle matter, or when, like Lord Kapila says, by the intense pure devotional service, in the fire of devotional service,
Subtle bodies
body becomes
destroyed.
burnt and then becomes ashes. So at the time, what happens to consciousness? Is it material or spiritual or?
That's what I'm going to say something, can be a little controversial or something like that. But that's right now my understanding, and since I'm a conditioned soul, my understanding can evolve. So I'm just sharing it with you. I'm not saying it's certain things I know what I say is right. Certain things something I understand, I don't know. So the point is, there's this consciousness. When we are in the conditioned state, the soul is bright by its nature. Because Krishna is bright. Fire spark, same. The spark is also bright, but thoda kuch. That bhas, spiritual light, when it is reflected in matter, it appears as consciousness. But when you are liberated, you don't separate between you and your body and your mind and your consciousness, your spirit. But in the material world, they are separately manifest. Like I said, from milk comes yogurt and dahi and ghee and lassi and everything separated out. Body, mind, intelligence, and falsing on. So that soul reflected in matter appears as consciousness. Just like, this is a good example. I'm not talking about this book is spiritual. The mundane book is there. The book is as such made of only paper and ink. There's nothing in it. But we read the book, we get some meaning, thrilling, this, that. That is the fact that you are reading the book. If that book interacts with some other object, a pot of water, that interaction will not produce meaning. You see what I mean? And if, let us say that Karmi book, somebody burns it, the fire interacts with the book, that will not produce meaning. Oh, it's a beautiful comedy. No, nobody will say that. But when you interact with... So the fact that the book has meaning is a symptom that there is a reader different from the book. Similarly, without the soul, there can be no consciousness. But this consciousness is a symptom of the soul when soul interacts with the matter. Isn't that very beautiful? Krishna has created it like that. All this you should know. It's a science. So you cannot ask that meaning is me or not. Now I'm going to the next important point. So then you still ask, but how did the meaning come? Is it because of me or is it in the book? Neither. It is coming from the author. When the author interacted with the book, meaning came, just like when you interact with the book, meaning comes out. So the meaning that the author has put in the book, unless there is another person called reader who is same as the author qualitatively, he interacts, that meaning will not come out. So when Krishna enters the material world, everything comes out. Therefore, there is a verse that is put in our BA lobby that consciousness, learned people say, transcendentalists, that what is called matter is the consciousness of the Supreme Lord. So Krishna says, when you drink water, you get taste. But the taste is not because of you. It is not in water, it is me. Like when you read the book, you find it thrilling, not because you are imagining it. Then the bookshop should pay you money. And not is the book having the meaning by itself, but the author has put it there by a certain arrangement. That's another science. That's the science behind ChatGPT. What is exactly symbol manipulation? No, that's another, let's not go into that. Therefore, there's consciousness of the Lord, the matter, and there is soul. So unless you read the book, cannot be meaning. Like that, unless there is soul in the body, there cannot be consciousness. But that consciousness is not a property of the soul. And what is the property of the soul? That I, which is the light. It's lightness, it's not darkness. And you don't know what is that I. Because I'm misunderstanding myself through this material I. So when Prabhupada says, scientists are fools, if scientists are fools, what about me and you? So we are thinking they are fools, but I'm intelligent. No, you are less than that. When he is saying he's a great personality, he knows what he's speaking. I don't even know what I'm speaking. If anything is interesting by which you get your love for Prabhupada is increased, then I've spoken nicely. That's all. That's my only goal in life. How to make people love Prabhupada? Yata Devi Tata Guru. Okay. So are you following the answer? Huh? It's completely answered. It's a very complicated thing. So Prabhupada will say, without the soul, that, there's no consciousness. When soul leaves the body, nobody can bring consciousness back. Yeah, if I leave the room, nobody can bring meaning into that book. But I'm not the cause of that soul, consciousness. Krishna is the cause of that. What I consider my consciousness is simply a reflection of Krishna's presence in the world. When you understand that, Vasudevam Sarvamiti, you understand that. So nobody is teaching you also what is consciousness, isn't it? You're following or not following? It's all new or you know everything? Huh? What? So it's good or bad? That's what you have to learn. You have to learn these things. 3 saffrons have come. Slowly, slowly more will come. 4, sorry. Hemagiri Prabhu is also there. It's very beautiful, isn't it?
Thank you for a very nice explanation.
Very amazing. I'm also hearing, you're hearing, I'm hearing. I'm also thinking, wow, Krishna is so great.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Many times you keep on saying this, that Manadatta Seva and Prabhudatta Seva. Suppose if a person is doing Manadatta Seva and then he is also doing book distribution, preaching and deity worship, does that lead to purification and Prabhudatta Seva?
Yeah, but he will distribute the books and everything and think that consciousness is me. Whatever is conscious, soul is conscious. Soul is soul. Somebody asked Prabhupada this question. Somebody is sincerely following Christianity, will he go back to Godhead? He said, no, he will become Krishna conscious first. So if some sincerely doing Manadatta Seva, then he does not know, he does not have the Viveka. He loves Prabhupada, that's the condition. You must know who is Prabhupada. In the books, that is another topic. So Prabhupada is person Bhagavat, different from book Bhagavat. Then if you love him, then he will teach you how to go to Because if you're sincere, you will go to Prabhu Datta Seva. You have to go. You have to. And when you go to Prabhu Datta Seva, it is so nice that you feel exactly like a sugar cane put inside that two things, How does it feel, the sugar cane? Nice or bad? So Prabhu Datta, in Mandatta Seva, you'll feel very nice. Susukam kartam avyayam. Wonderful, everything. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm preaching, it's all nice. And when you get Prabhu Datta Seva, you're going inside, like the sugar cane inside that. It's a nice experience or not no, such a nice experience? Is it nice? Yeah? You're not even understanding. Is it nice to be put inside? So not everybody can survive that. When that happens for a long time, then you get the purpose of the two initiations out at that time. You become Brahman realized. Then Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param, then you go. So these are all stages. I can say more also, but I don't say every time, I just say a little bit. And I know that it's not good, but what can I do? But this is more clear. So if you do Mandatta Seva sincerely, which means you love, and that love is not taken away from you, it can be by wrong preaching, then you will come to Prabhu Datta Seva and you will be squeezed and squeezed for decades and decades. Very difficult. I can speak more, but did I answer the question?
Yeah.
So,
One small.
I am saying same thing, but people are not asking questions. If they ask questions like this, then I can say more. So I assume they are not interested, so I don't say anything more. So when I say something, you have to follow up and ask questions. Then only you will know. So you feel free to ask. You can't say, you're new bhakta, I cannot ask question. Oh, one more saffron. Thank you. Yes,
One small comment regarding your experience in the aeroplane. Once Hridayananda Maharaj, he was telling to Srila Prabhupada, one of my professors read your Bhagavad-gita. He was criticizing you that in all verses, every chapter, he is only describing Bhakti Yoga. Then Srila Prabhupada said, he smiled and said, oh, very nice. That means he is reading.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yes. Hey Govind, Hey Gopal.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
You said consciousness is like a symptom of.
What is that?
Consciousness is a symptom of soul.
Consciousness is due?
Is the symptom of soul. Symptom.
Yes, that Prabhupada said.
Yeah. So that means the animals they
Huh?
animals have also a soul. The animals they have a soul also. Yeah.
Animals are also soul, not they have a soul.
Okay.
All the souls have a body.
So
Not that the body has a soul, soul has a body. So animal souls, the souls in animal body have animal body. Soul is the same. Like a person who drives the Bombay best bus and the person who drives a Cadillac car, the drivers are same, human beings. But bus and Cadillac are not one and the same. Like that, the animal body, insect body, bird body and human body, they are not the same. But souls are same. Go on.
So the animal industry,
Huh?
the animal industry, they treat the animals very, very.
The sound is not coming clearly. Huh? Yes, animals are not treating nicely.
तो जो डेयरी इंडस्ट्री है वो भी काउस के साथ थोड़ा इनजस्टिस करते हैं, तो वो
What is
प्रोडक्ट्स कंज्यूम करने के लिए ठीक है क्या?
क्या बोला? Okay, now first you answer me a question. This is your first visit here or you come regularly? Second time. So keep coming. So you try to understand the Bhagavatam class, at least when I give the class, it's for devotees. Meaning those who are staying in the temple and who have practiced it and still don't know anything. It's not good to say that, but they should learn this. So it is my classes are for them to understand more. So they are focused on Krishna. They have come here for Krishna consciousness. So they should not worry about other things. Everything Krishna is taking care of. But when you are coming from outside, you see, you are bothered by many things that are happening. What happened to the Ukraine-Russia war? What should we India do? Or, this and that. So like that, when people are mistreating cow, and this is not within your power. Now you say, yeah, it's within my power, not within my power, but can I at least, say that I won't consume those products that, produced out of mistreating the cow? That's your question. Suppose you did, so after that what? So your job right now is that you first must become Krishna conscious. So you come to the temple by good fortune, great good fortune. Please come regularly, especially if you have time to listen to the classes, come and listen. And then but more than listening to classes, read Prabhupada's books, buy some books and read, chant Hare Krishna audibly. And whenever you come to the temple, take prasadam. Prasadam everywhere is there. And make some friends with Brahmacharya Ashram commander. You see that? The devotee in saffron? You make friends with him, then you'll get free prasadam. He can take you to Brahmacharya Ashram. So you can eat prasadam. That's important. You can go and sit. And then start wearing dhoti kurta. Then this will go. And after that, this will go. Slowly, slowly. So your job is first to become Krishna conscious. Then Krishna will assign to you some service to improve the world that you can do. Are you following? Right now, whether you protest or you don't protest, the world will go the same way because अपने पास ताकत नहीं है दुनिया को बदली करने के लिए. Are you following that? So your question should be about now, how can I chant better? How can I learn philosophy better? And you will become very fortunate. And most fortunate. Right now you are fortunate. You came to the temple, sitting in the class. A little unfortunate, it happened to be my class. But, generally you can be fortunate. But read Prabhupada's books, chant Hare Krishna, take Krishna Prasadam, be intelligent. They will tell you this is only for devotees. What should I do? Should I wear dhoti kurta? Because that Prasadam is very important. Morning and evening. And anyway, so there is enough prasadam in this temple. Everywhere you can get. And then slowly, what are you doing? You're working? No, you can say without the...
Sir, I'm a doctor I'm working...
Software engineer?
No, doctor.
You're a doctor? Baap re baap.
I work in Germany, that's why.
You work in?
Germany.
In Germany? What kind of a doctor are you?
Gastroenterologist.
Gastroenterologist. Very nice. Where in Germany?
It's Munich. 200 kilometers from Munich.
From Munich?
Yeah.
200. We have centers all over Germany. You can go there also. But main things are the same. Chant Hare Krishna, read Prabhupada's books, take Krishna Prasadam. Everything else will follow. We have a science institute on the second floor. You know that? We do research on medicine and also. We are developing the next stage of drug design. Why don't you come and see it? On this side, come up, second floor. Okay? Thank you for asking the question. That's a very good question. And yes. Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for nice class. I have a comment and then I have two questions. So first I would like to thank you for two things, your contribution in my personal spiritual life. I mean, I don't follow everything what you say, but I feel that it has helped me in my chanting.
Okay.
And I'm liking to listen Prabhupada's lectures more, because like it used to happen like in early years of in ISKCON, like we used to feel sleepy in Prabhupada's class. But now when I listen to Prabhupada's class, after listening to the scientific explanations, I find it more interesting. And I'm eagerly listening to each and every line what Prabhupada is saying.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you for these two things.
Okay.
And my question was, Prabhuji, like today you explained about pranayam, and you did it practically, like while chanting, even when you are breathing, you should chant, it should not break. In earlier class, few classes before right here in Bhagavatam, you demonstrated it a different way. You said, Prabhupada said, do not break the mantra, and you did this practical, you chanted full mantra, while breathing you were not chanting, and then you chanted the full mantra. And that's what I have been practicing.
Misunderstood.
No, I've seen that clip many times, and
No, you have misunderstood. Don't correct me, because I am the one who said it. No, you might have listened 20,000 times, but you didn't understand. Because when I am chanting, while I inside breathing, that's also not breaking the mantra. Not breaking the mantra means chant the whole mantra as a one unit. That's what I said. That has nothing to do with both demonstrations are same. They're not different. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is not breaking. Not that Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. That's what I was saying. But if you did Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, then you have not broken. That's what today I said. So they're both same.
so what you did in between, the second one, that is called breaking the mantra.
Yes.
So that one should avoid.
But you are thinking that that's not what. Yes, that's.
No, that I understood, that this one should not do, one should chant full unit, which you did in...
No. See this. You first try to understand. Unless you serve, you cannot understand. If you want to understand what somebody is speaking, you must serve that person. There's no other way. Just because I said something and you're thinking about it doesn't mean anything. So you cannot understand what I said right now. But I've said something because you have to say. Same thing with Prabhupada at a much higher level. We cannot understand what he's speaking. We have to serve in stages. Even Mandatta Seva is good Seva. It's not bad Seva. But we must know there's a next level. So Seva is very important. And I'm not saying you have to serve me, serve Prabhupada. But unless you serve properly, not on your own, then how can you understand? Not possible. So now I can explain more, but it's confidential. What I said that time, don't break the mantra, is I have to explain a lot more about it. That's a different thing. It's not merely just, so what can I do? Second question.
So second question is, when we were discussing about consciousness, like Prabhuji asked, so you have explained earlier that the matter, subtle matter, this I, like you gave example of football, like when you kick football and football is in the air, so although it has been kicked, but while it is in the air, the matter is moving. So giving this example, you explained how this I, so as much I could understand, that mind is working all the time. So that I also is coming from subtle matter. The subtle matter starts thinking. So
Thinking is not I. Thinking is independent of I. I comes from false ego. But that I also comes because of the presence of the soul. Without the soul, none of them will have the identity. Like if you pull the electricity, There is no difference between the blade and the frame and the stand. It's all matter. But when you put the electricity, the difference has come out. The stand makes the fan stand, and the frame protects you from directly touching it, and inside there is a motor, and the blade is rotating, you get breeze. The difference has come when the electricity is flowing. So due to the soul, all the differences exist. Once the soul leaves, mind, of course, the subtle body goes with the soul. And in the gross body, there is no difference between heart and lung and leg and hand. It's all dead matter. So functionality comes because of the soul in matter. Did I answer that question of yours?
No, actually, I did not complete it.
Uh,
So then, when we are chanting, so right now in conditioned stage, everything is being identified by false ego. So who is chanting and who is listening?
For that only you have to serve. Because otherwise all these questions will be coming. Who is chanting? Who is... Chanting has to be done. This is kartavya. Why? That is not the purpose. That's what is the purpose of philosophy, is not to ask such questions. Purpose of philosophy is to know about Krishna. So you have to just think, wow, Krishna has made it like this, amazing. I can't make a distinction between whether I'm chanting as the soul or this or that, but still he has allowed me to chant. Sarira avidyachar jadaindriyata hai kal, diva pele vishesa. Krishna bada dvayamai. Krishna is great. So any question you ask generally will be, but main thing is to hear and think of Krishna. Wow, Krishna is great. Everything is spoken to show how great is Krishna. So why we should worry about who is chanting, subtle body grows? Krishna is great, he has created this. You know what I mean? That's Krishna consciousness. Last. You're Tamil? Maharashtrian.
Prabhuji, you said about the causal and reference, that context. A connection needs to be established between a name and a reference. And the example was that Delhi signboard.
Huh?
The Delhi signboard was the example. So, who or what establishes the connection between me and Krishna, Prabhuji, with the name Krishna?
And what is your background? What did you study?
I did MBA in HR, Prabhuji.
MBA. Before MBA?
BSCIT. BSCIT. BSCIT.
PhD.
BSCIT. Bachelor's in IT.
In IT. I just wanted to know. That's all. So your question is what? Just a question? Who establishes the relation between me and... No, that was not the point. The point is about name and object. Who establishes it? And between you and Krishna, the relation is established by the Acharya. Because he knows both. He knows Krishna, and he has come down, and he knows you. So he can introduce you to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi.